Okay, so what spiritual actually is? So many people guess, so many people try to understand this spirituality concept, and they want to become spiritual. And most of the time they do that because they want to escape the pain. Most of the time it happens. And usually pain is something that moves people to begin thinking about something beyond this reality, beyond this life. Someone loses their girlfriend or boyfriend, someone see the death, someone loses money, or many kind of painful events can be a trigger for starting to go the spiritual path. But let me explain this spirituality for maybe beginner people, and to explain what it is and what it is not in a few sentences, in a few ways, and to stress what exactly takes you and leads you towards that true, real self of yours, which is actually going towards spiritual. So I want to mention the hype in spirituality. Many people follow trends, follow different yogas. And look, I'm not here to offend anyone, but I'm just going to mention a couple of things, okay, that I want to mention. Some people go into the wide part of things, go into yoga. They think the asanas will help them to become more spiritual. They think that uh, doing more of meditation will make them more spiritual. Okay, I agree. So some types of meditation will maybe take them closer towards that center of themselves. But again, it depends on how often and what kind of meditation is being used to really go to that level, to that point. So I want to mention rituals. Rituals are not something that helps you to become more spiritual. I mean, the candle lights and incense sticks, and all kind of herbs burning, and talking to angels, or kind of looking at orbs, or fairies, or all these kind of beings. Okay, it's not about the spirituality. Spirituality is all about going deeper within you and discovering that new reality of who you truly really are. Because many people often live in survival, and survival means illusion. This is a very deep subject, but I'm trying to cut the corners and skip certain things to explain the real thing. So, what I usually say when people ask, okay, so how to get there to that spiritual? And why did I mention all these trends and yogas, how it expresses actually in the Western world, not the yoga that has a meaning of purification in Eastern traditions. I mean, in the West, yoga became some kind of exercise stuff, okay? Stretching your body, or even vipassana, just keeping silence, or fasting, okay, all the time to become more spiritual. But that's not what takes person deeper inside them. I agree, fasting stops you from wasting your energy and maybe focusing that energy deeper within you. But that's not the aim of your being. And even that, many people fast just to cleanse their bodies. But there is a way, fasting, the way of increasing your, or going deeper within you, cutting through the noise, cutting through energy waste that many people do actually. Imagine you eat 3 times a day, you almost no exercise, you don't spend that energy, and you have so much of it that you begin wasting it on empty talks, on all kind of nonsense, and then suddenly there is not enough energy when it's needed for you to go deeper within. So, again, going back to spirituality and your true self is beyond hype, beyond these yoga exercises and those trends, beyond the rituals. It's totally, completely different quality. It's beyond polite. It's beyond responsible. It's beyond moral laws, beyond all of that. And I'm not saying that you don't have to abide by them and be stupid and just, beat your head over and do things fanatically. No, I don't say that. What I'm saying is that becoming more spiritual, going deeper within yourself, takes consistency, takes time, and goes beyond enthusiasm. Bhagavad Gita says that there are 3 ways how people walk the path and 3 ways how people reach results. And one of them is, of course, dark, when people have no concept and have no idea where they're going and they're just simply going. And the next one is when you are emotional, when you are hyped, when you kind of want to reach results, when you have tons of expectations, when you are emotional, when you are moving forward to win. And there is a third way, when a person know where they go, when they sorry, my English, when they know where they go, they know what the journey takes, and they know how long they will have to walk before they will see some results. And even then, they don't look for results. The effort itself becomes result. The effort to come up to practice every day becomes a reward. An effort to sit down and be with yourself and quieten your mind and approach the source of all becomes a part of your life, becomes a part of your discipline. That's when you see the reward in doing that, rewarding discipline, okay? Going beyond enthusiasm. When enthusiasm ends, when years and years and years and years of practice goes in, and when you see other people stray away into kind of smaller paths, and you still keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, that's when you see results. But results does not come because you reach or achieve them. Results come as a result of you entering different vibration, and suddenly in that vibration comes something that you didn't feel before, something that you didn't notice before. You've been rewarded for your effort when the effort becomes a part of your everyday life. When you become conscious of how you live, when you are not polite or moral or responsible or honest in some ways, but when you begin seeing how you create life, when you see reasons of what's going on today, this moment in your life, when you create these reasons, when you know the consequences of every move you make, but not because you are afraid to have a bad consequences, but when good and bad disappears, when you see the reason, action, and consequence law running within you, that's when you enter those areas and those levels where reality begins. And that's where you actually enter completely different laws. Not these laws, morals, politeness, honesty, being responsible for, or responsibilities, this kind of, this life's laws. But you enter into consciousness, into awareness, into reasons, into consequences. You begin to engineer, create, incept your life. You know what kind of actions will cause certain consequences, and you are okay with that. That's when you begin weighing, that's when you begin going into this intricacies, into real life, not living in reactions, but creating life. That's where the mystics is. That's where this beautiful thing is within you, okay? Now, how to get there? How to get there? It's very simple. Practice. You have to take one practice and keep going with it until it becomes you, until you don't need any more effort to practice, until it just goes for you. It's like a second breathing, okay? You don't need to put any effort anymore. It just, you know that you have to do it. Same as you wake up and you, or go to sleep and you brush your teeth. It just, you don't even think anymore, do I have to do it or not? You just do it. Same thing here. When the practice becomes part of your life, that's when you begin to really get and tap into that true, real self. Now, what practice do I suggest to do? I would suggest few things. It doesn't have to be some mantra reading for 108 times or 1008 times. Maybe in the beginning it's okay to calm your mind, but there are better ways to calm your mind. And yes, definitely you will have to cut through the noise in your mind, cut through the chatters and talks, but not to maybe powerfully force to stop it, but rather observe it. And when you become an observer, that's when you begin to be out of that process. Suddenly you are not inside the process of thinking, but you're outside. And suddenly thoughts become something that comes from the outside into you. And that's when you begin to notice and live in different reality. And then that's what becomes outside of you, slowly falls off you. Okay? So thoughts is one thing. The next thing is emotions. Yes, people think that, yes, it's natural to be emotional. Emotions are natural and so on. Yes, they are natural, but they're also damaging. And they have to be transformed. Emotions like anger, grief, fear, too much excitement, too much joy, and too much disappointment, and all kind of depressions, and so on, they must disappear. You simply transform them into higher real values. Means becoming compassionate, becoming peaceful, becoming an observant, looking into things from the perspective of reason, action, and consequence laws. That's different kind of emotions. When you cry because you see the beauty, when you cry because you feel and see how things move in this life, when you begin to see beyond, when you see the flower and you want to cry because of how wonderful and how beautiful this nature is, because you begin to see Creator everywhere, behind everything. You become compassionate because you failed so many times. You felt pain so many times. Now you are compassionate about other people. You see their journeys. You see their failures. You see their wins. You see their enthusiasm. You see how they how they go into this wheel of samsara, so-called, when people react, when people are not in creation mode, but in reaction mode. They're reacting all the time. They don't know, they guess, they don't know what to do with this world, what to do with this life. They get disappointed. They want to reach goals. They cannot do that. It's like constant mess, I call it, yeah? You begin seeing those things, and that actually touches you because you can see the real essence within that person, and you can see that this essence doesn't live. This essence doesn't have a possibility to open itself up, to live, and person is not in touch with those deeper parts of the being. Okay? That's when you begin to be sad, but deeply sad. That's when you begin to notice those things. And of course, I cannot not say about creator, about source. Creator or source is not just some kind of higher mind or some kind of universe or some kind of, you name it, I don't know. Creator is a personality. Creator is a source of personalities. Uniqueness, source of unique personality, source of unique moments. There is never a single repeating moment in this universe, entire universe of universes and thousands and millions and trillions and whatever worlds. Creator holds that inside himself, and it can be bigger than everything because he is where nothing anymore is, but he can be the smaller than smallest particle and be someone who lives within you, leads you from within, and someone you can talk to. You begin opening up the qualities of creator within you. You begin seeing with creator's eyes. You begin hearing things with creator's ears. You begin being loving and compassionate and supporting to life, every sorts and every kinds of life. That's when you begin opening within you. Okay? You become loving because you begin filling yourself with love from creator. So communicating to creator, becoming sincere, meaning telling to creator all the things that you wouldn't tell to anyone, discovering things within you, admitting things within you that actually you would not admit maybe openly to all other people, but you openly admit that to creator. That's when you become sincere. Sincerity is a quality that you want to feel, discover within you. Sincerity is a state of mind. Sincerity is a state of being that actually connects you to creator, connects you to creation as well. Because there is no creation without creator. Creator holds all entire creation within himself and inside. Okay? So, go back to practice. Calm your mind. Whatever the ways, you may fast a little. This helps to calm down your mind and start being aware of the energy. You do the empty mind practice, which is on my website. I will leave the credentials there below. You talk to creator, become sincere. That empties up your mind. You go deeper down within you, meaning, literally meaning, you imagine that your head or your mind just sinks down inside you, and that's where you begin discovering completely different quality of being. You begin seeing from within you, from inside your heart level. You begin seeing your thoughts. You begin seeing your mind. You can see how this chaos and this noise begins to play there up in your head, okay? So go down beyond that. But most important, pick up one practice and do it religiously, beyond enthusiasm. beyond waiting for some kind of results. Don't wait for results. Don't have any expectations. Just do it. Day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, whatever needed. Don't count the days, just do the thing. When you do that, you will begin to notice something appearing, new quality appearing within you, new energy appearing within you. Even then, don't be excited and thinking, oh, I've achieved something. That's your lower survival mind grabbing onto something that, now I have it, now I hold it. No, you don't. You will never be able to hold it, have it, grab it, keep it. This is never going to happen because creation is in the flow. It's always flowing. And you will never own or hold any state of mind. It will always be changing. Don't get hold onto it. One day you will be a little lower, another day you will be higher, the third day you will feel something else. That's the beauty of it, that you feel and sense and experience different aspects of this reality. That's the value of it. Not that now I'm spiritual to do, I'm celebrate. No. As soon as you begin to celebrate, you immediately jump into this some kind of survival level, okay? There is no such thing there. I don't know how to express this into the words, but I just want to tell that it must be a process that you have to focus on. And in the process, in the practice, the results appear. Okay? I think it's enough for this video today. Go beyond enthusiasm. Go pick one practice. I will leave the link below where to go to get that. And you can ask also questions in the comments. Maybe you want some more clarity about it. And yeah, go and practice until practice will become you, and you will not need to practice, and it will become your everyday life, your part of your life. Okay? Stay well, and let's talk again.